Welcome to the first edition of WillyRob's. Welcome to the first edition of WillyRob's Workbench. I've been really excited to start this show for a while and do a pre-recorded show to play on Sunday, my normal day off. What WillyRob's Workbench is going to be about, it's all going to be pre-recorded. I will be in the chat room for the first showing of it. I'll do about 3 showings of this on a Sunday, back to back. I will announce the times on my Twitter page. This will be a semi-regular recorded show that will only be on Sunday nights. And eventually, once the rights free up in a few days after the first showing, it'll end up showing on my YouTube account. This is my first attempt at creator content. Fancy word for pre-recorded video, I guess. And what I'm going to be doing is various projects here on my workbench, which is where I'm broadcasting from right now. Sorry if you catch a glimpse of the room behind me. This is a playroom back here for the kids and for various projects. And this is my workbench right here, so it's going to be kind of a mess. So anyways, what I'm going to start out doing this particular stream, and for the next couple weeks, the streams will be sponsored by Sneaky Peas, and actually quite a bit of them will be definitely sponsored by Sass Dragon, because these guys bought me this tripod that I'm doing the camera work from, and they bought me these models. Let me show you some of these other models here. So that'll be this week. That's this week's project. This will be next week's project. And this will be the following week's project. And from what I understand, there's a couple more models they are spoiling me with. They're on the way. And then in the future, I will be doing several weeks worth of a build that my buddy Matt Hill bought me and for Christmas. And this is going to be that build. And that will take a good while, because it's a pretty big thing, and he knew that's one model I really wanted to build, and he went and bought it. Very expensive model, so it's going to take a while, and he will be the sponsor of those streams. But for this stream here, it's between Sneaky Peas and Sass Dragon, and they are the sponsors of this particular stream. And so let's get to moving. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a little bit of a tour of some of the models that I've already done and of my workbench, and we'll go from there. All right, here we go.
Oh, here they come again. And I'm frightened because a child can become trapped in me and suffocate in 10 minutes. Children have such imaginations. To them, an abandoned refrigerator can be a jail in the Old West. If I must be stored, make me safe by one of the methods described in this free booklet. Make me safe so children can play safe.
So as you can see, here's a little bit of a preview of my workbench. And there's my microphone, and there's you can see up on the wall. And I know some of these images are a little pixelated. That's because I'm too lazy to work with the camera stuff. But you can see right here, here's an AT-AT that I did, Star Wars AT-AT. And it's not showing up really great on this camera right now because of the lighting and everything, and because of how pixelated everything is. But you can see a little bit of the weathering that I did, which is something I really love to do. This model came completely gray, and I went through and I finally detailed a lot of this weathering Again, not really well focused, but you kind of get the picture here. There's a lot of detail and a lot of little parts that were put onto that particular model. That's one of the bigger models I put together. This one didn't take too long. That one wasn't too bad. You can see the little snow speeder, the mini snow speeder below there, and I did some weathering on that. Here's the big snow speeder, and you can see a little bit of detail weathering, and obviously the pixelated camera work. Again, I ain't no genius when it comes to camera work, but I'm just kind of showing you just like a preview of some of the stuff that I've done in the past. Here's the ATST, and there's been a good bit of weathering that I did on here. Again, the camera's not doing a great job showing that up, but weathering's something I really like to do. I don't particularly like painting things. I'm more akin to weathering.
Maybe that's too strong, but you don't get short ones any longer. You get a fight and a kill, then you pull in your mind to find a no rusty pain. Some people side your fishing hook, it's in their hide, your shooting side by the beautiful sea.
Alright, here we go. We're going to start with this model build. Now, let me just say that because this is such a small model that a lot of the instructions are right inside the box. And then the sticker instructions are right here on the side. So we will definitely see what we can do about maybe magnifying that a little bit. I do have my magnifying glasses right here, and then I got another separate setup. A stationary magnifying glass right here as needed, as it's lit and everything, so I can turn that light on and I can kind of do this. Plus I got these glasses on, so because you know, after all, I'm old as hell, so you know, the eye doctor told me a couple months ago there that she said, your eyes are just fine. You got perfect eyes, except you're getting old. You're an old bastard. And because you're an old bastard, this is what happens. You gotta get glasses from the store. And that's what I did. So now I can see up close to do crap like this. Alright, first of all, take our handy dandy X-Acto knife. Remember, we're all adults here, so I don't even have to tell you safety rules. This ain't work. Don't cut yourself. How's that? That's all you need to hear. Don't freaking cut yourself. I'm gonna cut this open. Hopefully I won't cut myself. I didn't watch a safety video before this because, you know, if I would have watched a safety video before this, I probably wouldn't have had to worry about cutting myself now, would I? Because we all know when you're going into a workplace or you're working, safety videos are keenly important. If you don't take safety videos, we all know you're going to have an accident, right? Yeah, that's right. Old WillyRob's being the old smartass that he is. Alright, here we go. This first model is the Jedi Starfighter. Absolutely horrendous movie. I hated it. It's my worst. I didn't hate it. It's a Star Wars movie, but I think it's the worst Star Wars movie that was ever made. Episode 2. Attack of the Clones. I hated that movie. No, I didn't hate it. It's Star Wars. I don't hate any Star Wars movie, but I'll tell you what. It was probably my least favorite Star Wars movie. Just because it was just the acting was horrible, the dialogue was terrible, and the special effects were dated very quickly. And frankly, I thought Anakin Skywalker, the way he was written, he was a weenie. I didn't like him. Whiny, weenie, ball baby. That's what he was. And that was the worst love story I ever did here. But I'll tell you what, there was a cool ship. Right there's that was a really cool ship that was in that movie. And there were some other cool things, like some of the lightsaber duels, except for when the new kids on the block or whatever the hell they were in the Jedi arena, in that arena fighting those winged creatures. That kind of sucked. I loved when old Mace Windu cut off Jango Fett's head. I thought Boba Fett as a kid was a little freaking brat. Other than that, it's alright. I ain't gonna complain too much. Anakin Skywalker on the planet of Naboo, riding the flea creature in the meadow. That was horrible. Pig cat scratching the old couch over there. Freaking pig cat. Alright, so what we're gonna do here is we're gonna look at the instructions here. I'm gonna put my magnifier on here, and then we're gonna get to work. This is gonna be a quick build. These smaller ones are quick build. The magic of doing this and the thing to working with these small builds is you can do the weathering, you can do the stickers and all that kind of stuff. So alright, here we go. Get our flush cutters here, and we're going to cut out the cut the flush off of the crap here. So this here is going to be A1. And I try and get that flush cutter as close as I can right up against it. And I try and be as careful as I can, because if you're not, you can leave a little nub on there, and that upsets me greatly because I'm like a pain in the ass with stuff like this. I'm kind of like a perfectionist when it comes to stuff like this, and I don't like how this stuff looks when it's got like little flush nubs and flash nubs or whatever you want to call it on there. That's why I don't break these apart. That's why I use these just like the main model builders do. Again, a lot of people I know, they just like breeze right through this. Not me. I'm very careful. I don't want to mess anything up. Like I said, I get very upset if I do. I don't like going back and like fixing stuff later. Some people, they dig doing that. They'd rather get all this crap done quick, but I kind of find this tedious part of it relaxing and kind of fun sometimes. I know it doesn't make for the most interesting streams, but you can hear my big mouth talk the whole time, so maybe that'll entertain you. It's alright, we're gonna fit these. I know that's kind of washed out in the light there, but there are pegs there that will fit down in together and mate, and we just gonna push this together. That's what's great about these Bandai models. This is what I love about these models. It's not very complicated to build them together. They got a lot of snapping and a lot of stuff, but they're not like the cheap snap tight models that you find at your local Dollar General or your local whatever store. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with those models. I mean, they can be fun too. I've had them before, but I'm just saying that these particular models right here are a very high quality model. They come from Japan. It's a Japanese model, and you know if it comes from Japan, it's going to be high quality. Especially when it comes to their toys, because the Japanese, they love their toys. We all know that. They take that stuff very, very seriously. Okay, that goes there. So that goes, that piece right there, that fin, that goes right in the back there. Alright, next step. A3. Now this thing here is so small, this A3, it's hard to even. This is a Droid Head. I don't see the sticker on there. I was looking to see if there's a droid sticker on there that goes over top, but otherwise is a good candidate to get painted by hand. But I am not a good painter. But I will go back and paint this. I'll do a paint stream at some point, because my buddy Matt, who bought me that other model I showed you guys earlier, the bigger model, he just loves his painting. Now, I work in the medical device market, so I'm used to handling these little tiny parts. Parts that I handle are a lot of them smaller than this. No penis jokes, please. Anyways, these pieces here, if you can't handle them by hand, I would recommend... I'm going to cut a piece of flush off of here. If you can't handle these by hand, don't be afraid. Oh, I'm not going to cut that off. That's a satellite thing. That's a broadcast beacon thing. Is that flush right there? Nope, that's part of the droid. Anyways, if you can't handle cutting these out and handling them and all that stuff, you can always use tweezers. I do have a pair of tweezers here. Again, no penis jokes. Come on now. I got several types of tweezers that I can use to section these out. That's just one of them. I got a bunch stashed away. I got picks. I got all kinds of stuff. Mirrors and... lots of different tools in the here at the workbench, you know, picks and stuff like that to work with. All right, next, A14. And so while I love video games, that's one of my first loves. I've learned over the years to do this, to relax, calm down. Helps me to get centered when I do these models and stuff. And I thought it'd be cool to bring you guys on board that and show you how I turn happy accidents into a big mess. Because I sure as hell ain't no Bob Ross, you can tell by that. I don't talk like him. I couldn't imagine talking like that guy. That dude's almost so calm, he's kind of creepy. He makes me fall asleep anytime I watch him. Guy's awesome, man. He can make happy little trees out of rat turds, but you know, that's not me. All right, now we're going to assemble something else. I don't know what the hell that is. I think we're done with that one, so let's put that in there. Get rid of that. All right, next. A2, 14, 6, and 7. You guys ever watch that Curse of Oak Island? I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now. It's one of those things I just start thinking about. I watch that show. I don't know how they show that. They make that interesting. That's like finding Bigfoot. You damn well know they ain't gonna find no treasure on that island. It's gone if there was any on there. It's been gone for years. But those poor saps are like sucking that one guy, that one brother. He ain't done nothing but work for the post office all his life. He worked the post office while his brother was out there doing real work and making a ton of money. So his brother there, he's like bankrolling this whole operation there based on all this money he's made over the years. And his brother taking advantage of him, he's like, oh, that's my dream, you know. And this other brother, I don't know if he feels bad for him or what it is, but he spent millions and millions and millions of dollars to find this treasure on this island, and I think there was treasure there at one time. There ain't nothing there now but surface crap, stuff left over, you know. But it's like finding Bigfoot. They ain't ever gonna find nothing on there. And somehow they make that shit interesting, and I'm hooked. I watch it, you know, I watch it. I can't help it. But I watch the show just like every once in a while, if it's on, I can watch that Finding Bigfoot. I know they ain't gonna find no Bigfoot. Hell, I don't even know if he's real. But I'm telling you right now, I like watching those idiots. Like I said, I don't know why. That's like that. Some of these shows that are on, Finding Hitler and all that stuff. I don't know why the hell I watch that stuff. My wife, she's like, she says that very thing. She's like, why are you watching that stuff? You always watch all this boring crap. That's what she says. Yeah, I do. But, you know, it's better than watching some fake reality show like Survivor, which she watches all the time. Watching a bunch of, and they wonder where's that one from? I don't even think they say anymore where they're from, do they, on there? Because they don't want everyone to realize they hiring nothing but actors and actresses. It's all a bunch of fake bullshit, that's what it is. Just like at some of them other shows out there, like House Hunters, I was reading somewhere, that House Hunter show, that's all bullshit. They inflate prices and then they give people money and stuff. You always watch that show, you're like, what the fuck are they doing with they're buying a 1,500 square foot apartment building for $3 million in the middle of the desert. What the hell is going on with that market, and what the hell do they do out there? And there you find out the guy's a trash collector, and the woman, the woman or the husband or wife or whatever works as she volunteers for a puppy dog rescue. Then they wonder why this world's all messed up. They portraying people. They go and they living in. There they go. They gonna buy a walk up. They're gonna buy a townhome in the middle of Baltimore. Yeah, and while you're watching House Hunters, there's a bunch of cops down the street. You hear the sirens and everything, and here comes an ambulance, and some dude just got shot, and they're buying something that's like this yuppie couple, and they're like, oh, we just always wanted to live in the city. I'm like, what? In Baltimore? You wanted to live in Baltimore? What in the hell is wrong with you people? I mean, I apologize for any of my followers that may be from Baltimore. I'm sorry, but I just can't imagine living in your city. Maybe that makes me stupid, but I don't know. I can't imagine it. I don't know what redeeming quality people see out of Baltimore. I don't live too far away from Baltimore. It just seems like a high crime mess to me. Anytime I've been down there, I'm about scared shitless. And I'm scared too easily. Hell, I spent a lot of time. I spent a ton of time up in New York City when I was younger. And believe me, we didn't go to any pleasant parts of the city. 14 years old going to Alphabet City looking for pot and going to heavy metal bars. Freaking cops see you at 14 years old with a beer, you're about shitting yourself. They're like, put a bag on that. Like, what? there was a riot going on, homeless people rioting and stuff, because Giuliani and the cops kicked them out of the parks, and cop sees me with a beer. He's like, he knew I had to been underage. He didn't give a shit. Hell, the whole city was on fire. What the hell? You know, he didn't care. He's like, I'm going to tell you something. He said, you're going to put a bag on that, or I am going to haul your ass in. Okay, officer. I'm going to put a bag on this. Yes, sir. Now, where in the hell is this going? This thing here, I don't even know where this is supposed to go. Might go right in there or what? Yeah, things were pretty interesting when back in late 80s, early 90s. Well, that wasn't good. I'm not editing that shit out, so... Looking where this stuff's supposed to go, I'm not even sure. Doesn't even make sense here what it's telling me on this thing. I always run into this on these models. They don't give you a ton of good information all the time. But actually, sometimes that's what's fun about them, because it makes it interesting. Of course, it would make sense if I had this on there right, because it looks like I don't. God dang. So apparently, Apparently that goes there. Yep. Makes sense now. There it is. Man, that only took way too long. Alright, next step. A 210. Some point I'm gonna get myself a paint set up. Then I'm gonna start painting some of these. Taking this flash off of here, this flush or whatever they call it. Again, do not do this until you watch the safety video. What's the safety video, you ask? Hell, I don't know. I used to work for General Electric. I'm telling you what, we had to take safety videos after safety videos every year. Such a pain in the ass working for those people. Yeah, they were great. I got out of there before this happened, but they bought the this little company that I worked, well, not little, but they bought this company, the worldwide leader in non-destructive testing ultrasound. Company everyone went to buy their stuff for the most part. So you think, oh heck, General Electric investing in that company, that's gonna work out real well. Yeah, right. General Electric ran it right into the ground. Rebranded everything under themselves, their own philosophy and all this stuff. And then they moved the division over to Ireland and shut a 300-person factory down right here in this little small town I live in. I used to work at, but I got out of there before it happened because I could see it coming. Pretty much before a lot of other people could. And they moved to Ireland to escape tax debt. That's why they went there. A lot of good friends lost some good jobs there. But you know, that's not just GE. I mean, that's everywhere. That's a lot of companies, you know, do that everywhere, all over the world. It ain't just an American thing. It ain't just anything. It's just the way it goes, you know. So I do what I can to contribute. I don't buy GE crap. It's all crap anyhow. Except when I worked there, it was pretty good stuff when I worked there, just saying. Alright, what's here now? A2 number 8 in both 8s, alright. My apologies to anyone that works for GE. You do good work. You do bring good things to life after all, let's face it. I don't like your corporate overlords though. And don't get me wrong, I ain't no commie or nothing. I am business friendly. I like when people make money. I just don't like it when they make money and then throw away the workers that help make them that money. Listen to me going all like that. I ain't gonna do that anymore. Let's be positive. We building a Star Wars model. This is awesome. Just to tell you behind the scenes, whatever the hell music you're listening to, I don't get to listen to it right now because I have to edit it in later. I sure would like to listen to music right now. Like maybe like Star Wars, that Star Wars disco music, you know, that they had back in the day. I'd like to hear that. That'd be awesome to play right now. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this assembly done in this short little video here. These are both done, look at that. Those trees are kicked. So we're gonna get this assembly done. And then I'm gonna have to think about whether I put the decals on or whether I ask my buddy Matt to help me get this thing painted. I don't know that I'm gonna have time this weekend to do it. because the company I work for now, we have our holiday party on Saturday. Don't ask me what holiday it is here on January 12th. But as I record this, that's what's going to happen. I'll be going to that on Saturday, and you will be watching this the next day on Sunday, so chances are I'll probably be hungover as hell. Because my work is a pretty awesome place. They let you drink on their holiday parties, and we drink beer on Fridays for lunch. And they feed us every other week with a big meal and beer. And in America nowadays, with our litigious society, that is pretty rare. So here's the stand. I'm going to put the stand on here, and man, there's a lot of flush on that stand. I don't really care too much about that. Gonna dock this baby right here. This is the way it goes. And there it is, the Jedi Starfighter. That is before stickers and before weathering. That is the assembly build of the Jedi Starfighter. You can undock it. And again, I know we're a little washed out there, but you can undock this thing. You have all those little details there. This thing is pretty well detailed. Now the next thing we'll do is we'll put some of these decals on. And we'll see if I have time to shoot that or whether we do it on next week's video. I don't know yet. We'll find out. I may end this right now. I may end this now, and then we may see what we do at a later date. I don't know. But you see this hole here, and then this thing goes in here, and that is our model right there. So the model's built, and this is the easy part. Now the fun part is going to be the weathering. And with weathering, I got these kits. They're made by Tamiya, a well-known modeling kit company. I got these. They're called Weathering Masters, and these things have all kinds of masking dirt and stuff like that inside of it. Like this one is snow, soot, and rust. This one's orange rust, gunmetal, silver. And this one's my favorite. I absolutely love this one. This one is sand. Sand, light sand, and mud. Now, if you open this up, I've used a lot of the mud. I've used a ton of the mud. And I don't know if I use mud or if I use rust this time or soot. I think I'll probably use soot or gunmetal on the weathering. We'll see. I love using mud. You can do a lot of things with the mud. But since this is in space, you're gonna have the space dust, so I'll probably do something with that. But that will either be on later on the video after I get the stickers on, or on a different video. It may be on a different video. In fact, what I may do is assemble these models and then do the weathering on a total just weathering video, because I love doing weathering. I love it. It's my favorite thing. You know, building the models is fun. I like building the models, but my favorite thing is doing the weathering. I just love it. It's the creative part of this, where you really get to show your creativity and everything. So, all right. The next step, I better hide these stickers, or my little daughters are going to get in them, and I'll be so mad. They'll get in them. They'll have Jedi Starfighter stickers all over their face. They'll have Jedi Starfighter mustaches and Jedi Starfighter eyelashes and fingernails with droid parts and stuff like that off of this sheet. And man, Dad gonna be so mad they do that, so I better just hide this right now. I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna put this on there. And you can kind of see some of the details of this thing right there. This thing is very heavily detailed. They do a really good job of this miniaturized mold here. And again, these ones, now Bandai does, like these ones that I showed you earlier, they sell them pretty regularly in America. But these mini model kits here, these ones here, are pretty hard to find in America. They're typically exclusive to Japan, to the Japan market. And that's why you see more Japanese writing all over the side of this. If you looked at the regular boxes of the other kits, the kits that come, the big kits, like this one here that my buddy got me, for example, if you look at them, you will see this Disney logo right here. And this Disney logo will tell you it's pretty regularly a US made thing, and that's where, you know, they're going to have the Disney logo on it. And this one does too, but I mean, you can see all the lettering and everything, and you see like there's not plastered Japanese like right here. It doesn't have it in Japanese here, like the bike or anything, any of the writing right there. These mini Starfighter, or these mini kits, you can get them, of course, here in the US, but you don't see them very often. So, at least I don't see them often at all. So anyways, here is the Jedi Starfighter. We will get the decals on them, and then we'll do the weathering, and that is gonna be fun, the weathering. All right, that's it for this edition of WillyRob's Workbench. We will see you soon.